Hi, guys.
What's up, everyone? You probably see me again. So
Yes, we have Jay. Jay is
Hello.
joining us today.
I am Batman today, so
He is Batman. And I am Catwoman, but it's just too hot to wear my mask. I'm sorry.
or she's Batwoman. You never know.
Yeah, that's right. I could be cat or bat. I like both. So I want to thank you guys who are coming in. We have an interesting couple of cases that we're going to be looking at. Right now, we're just going to give a shout out to Sharon Sipe, Isadora, Jake Tay.
Jake Tay, Isadora.
Yeah. And as people are coming in, the cases we're going to be doing are, hi, IT guy. He says, hi, Maya. Hi, Jay.
Hey, IT guy. What's good?
You should do a reading on Memphis to see what's in the air there. Oh, God, right?
What's going on in there?
Hey, Gertrude's here. Hi, Gertrude.
Oh, she was on my guest of mine yesterday. Good
yes.
To see you.
Oh, and Ron, and of course the lovely singing Mandy.
What's up, Mandy? Good to see you.
Mandy, I've seen your emails. I just have had no time, and then tomorrow I got to go to court for my oldest, so it's just I don't have any downtime yet to catch up. So I'm not fluffing you off. I'm overwhelmed. Let's see who else is here. They say hi. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at two people today. A case out of 2019. It's an indigenous young lady that I think she had family heritage with the Crow, and there's another tribe up there in Montana. We'll get to it when I get to the details. And then we're going to look at an American bassist out of the 90s that some of us that are closer to my age will remember. But if you like the band Hole, she was the bassist in the band Hole. And before that, was with a band called Janitor Joe out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And her name was Kirsten Pfaff. That's Pfaff. And you say it Pfaff. So we will be looking at both of those cases, which are relatively, interesting. She had a very suspicious death. She was getting ready to go back to Milwaukee, and right before the night she's due to go back, there's people coming by to wish her well. There's a little bit of an informal party, and she's in. I think she was probably in Seattle at the time. And or Los Angeles, one of the two. I can't remember. But we'll get to that as well. That's not as important as what went down, which was that the night right before she's due to head back home, she dies of a strange heroin overdose. Now, you can say, well, it's just a bad choice, whatever, but there's some interesting characters around her passing that pop up around another very well-known singer and guitar player, Kurt Cobain. So there's some similar, lines, and just want to take a look at that. So that's what we will be looking at today. Jay, how are you doing? You said just as people are coming in, you just did some yoga.
Okay. I was gonna let you finish what you're doing, so I didn't want to interrupt. But I'm doing okay. Thank you for being here. And I just want to add to what you just said about her death, kind of like Kurt Cobain's and Michael Jackson's death too. It's kind of mysterious how most musicians make a comeback and they suddenly just pass such mysterious circumstances, like with Michael Jackson's case. With the propofol and
oh my God, yeah,
surgery helped her sleep, and it's just weird because Michael was trained by Luke Ferrigno just to get in shape for the concert, and he's a really solid dude for in his 50s, and he suddenly passed. But I don't want to take a case what you're just mentioning. But
no, I want you to fill in because I had no idea about that. That's an interesting one to cover. I was going to suggest that. That's interesting. We can look at Michael's case another day.
Yeah, I'd love to do that with you.
All right. It's a date. That's cool. Yeah, we'll do that. We will look at that. It's funny because I got Michael Jackson and I thought I should ask Jay, but then I had these two cases and I thought, well, I'll talk to him about it later. And then I just didn't think about it. And then you brought him back up. So I thought, that's not for nothing. We need to read on him because I did think of him too. Yeah, we will do that. That's a plan.
Yeah, and then like with Kurt Cobain too, because I heard of him and he's a legend too, and with Christian Pfaff, I've heard of the name, but I didn't like follow her because I
right. It's just one that you've come and heard in society,
right?
Yeah, and a lot of people may not be familiar with her unless they were interested in the grunge music and just music in general, because like I said, she was was telling Jay, she was Kirsten was a classically trained musician. She had taken classes. She knew how to read music and everything. She was very talented, and I'm just so sorry because I think that we need more women like her in music that are truly talented. And we'll be taking a look at her passing and seeing whatever she wants to say. We'll just open the floor up, so to speak, and allow the cards to speak for Kirsten, what she might want to discuss about it. And the other case, like I said, is of Sarah Stops Pretty Places. She was let's see, I think she was it 19? She was 20 years, she would have been 20 years old this August. And she was from the Crow Reservation. Okay. And I will get you the picture of her up. And that's who we're beginning with. And we'll get to Kirsten's case last. But we'll look for right now. I'm going to type in her name.
Okay.
So this is Kirsten. My chicken pecks.
Oh, don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. I was going to say hi to people in the chat. So hello to everyone in the chat. Teresa, Karen, Ron, Mandy, and everyone in the chat. And especially Gertrude. Had an awesome collab yesterday. It was fun.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to put Montana so that. All right. So this is the first case that we're doing. Let me go to banners and I will stop the music in the background. Brand. There we go. All right. It's kind of nice to have it at the beginning. So, let me just get my body in place to do this reading.
I get it. You just do that prep yourself. I feel you. Like Batman does when he's solving a case or when he's about to go to the Arkham Asylum to see Harley Quinn or something. I don't know.
That's right. So I'm using, let's see, which I'm going to use the Moon and Stars Tarot. All right.
That's Spirit Within. So
that's good. We always should let people know, because like then people, sometimes they'll still ask, but many times if they watch it more than once, they'll go, oh, that's the name of the deck.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm glad that you were sharing what you're using, because I'm always interested to see as well. So let's take a look, and I will queue up the page for, okay, because Sarah, let's see this one. All right. Okay, I'm just looking at which page I want to use. All right, so I'm going to share. I've also got to make sure this is catching up. There we go. Go share screen. And here we are. This is Sarah. She's, gorgeous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just a beautiful young lady. And I'll just give you guys a little bit of a background. Okay. She was partying at a house pretty late in the morning. She would have been probably about 18 or 19, I guess, when this happened. Let's see, what was the year? 2019. And this is out of Hardin, Montana. She vanished on August 24th, 2019, but they found her body 5 days later on the 29th of August. And she was found in a backyard, in the corner of someone's backyard. And as I was saying, there had been this party that was going on at this house where somebody had bought alcohol, and she had been there, but there was fights starting to happen, and it was annoying the neighbors. So one of them let off their car alarm, and that caused the group that she was with to disperse. And she went running off towards the yard later, where she was found. And I guess, I don't know. The weird thing is that the autopsy reports they are inconclusive in regards to a cause of death. There's no obvious apparent signs of trauma, according to whoever the coroner was that looked at her body and was to do that work. And so they are not sure the manner of death for her. But they don't rule out some form of asphyxia. So that makes me wonder if there was maybe petechial hemorrhaging in the eyes or anything like that. But this is her. You can see her in her traditional wear. Very beautiful. Okay, so it wasn't until September 11th, 2019 that her family was notified by Bighorn County officials that her body had been found by a jogger on a property in the corner of a backyard intersection of Mitchell Avenue and Rangeview Drive. And this is in Hardin, Montana, 2019. So in a report released in August 2021, Bighorn County Attorney Harris references witness statements from 4 people with firsthand knowledge. The county attorney wrote, the statements are not fully consistent, but generally describe a series of events culminating in an argument outside of a Rangeview Drive residence about 3 a.m. involving Casera and 3 other people, a 17-year-old girl, a 19-year-old woman, and a 23-year-old man. According to the report, one of Casera's relatives told investigators that Casera had been hanging out at that house because there had been a person who lived there that had bought alcohol. Okay, there she is. So let's see, witness statements. The homeowner said that they activated the car alarm to get them to disperse, and they fled in different directions. And she was seen running toward the backyard where her body, like I said, would later be discovered. The location is in close proximity to where the person who bought her the alcohol lived. There is no available evidence to know if she was in contact with anyone after she ran off. And it's still under investigation. The autopsy report outlined in the county attorney's report revealed no evidence of injury or natural disease. Toxicology testing of blood detected the presence of ethanol, which is alcohol. Although no neck injuries were detected at autopsy, an asphyxia cause of death cannot be excluded. And at this time, the cause and manner of death are classified as undetermined. Cause and manner of death may be reclassified in the future if additional information becomes available. So that is really it. So she's out at this party. I'm going to stop sharing that. So she's out at this party, and people are getting rowdy. It's late. And, it's seen that they run off in different directions, but I don't think that she caused her own passing. So I wonder what the argument was about, and I wonder if the argument was connected to her passing. That's what I'm going to look at. So was this argument that she was having connected to
like she was
her
very
death
anxious during that time. she was trying to juggle something. I'm not sure what, but it felt like she was trying to do something. But I felt very anxious right now. That's why I got the throat earlier too. So just want to add to that.
Jay keeps picking up on the throat area.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what I get.
And I got a lot of pentacles messages too, so I'm not sure if it's money or just something else. So
oh, that's interesting. I'm getting the King of Wands and the Two of Pentacles.
I got the Two of Pentacles also. That was the first card.
Oh, wow. And for the King of Wands, the key word is passion. And the Two of Pentacles is about balance. So there's something unstable. You know, maybe somebody was interested in her in a way, caught up with her. I'm getting the Two of Swords as well and the Seven of Wands. This, even just the energy of these two cards look energetic and conflicting, like there is contact between people, you know, and it's not, it's, it says crossroads with the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Wands says resilience. So I think, and also the Seven of Wands is standing up for yourself. I think she tried to fight back.
Yeah. That's, I got the first two cards I got was the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm not sure if she was trying to juggle something, but also trying to offer something too. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm getting this feel with the throat and just her feeling anxious about something, like she was frightened in some ways too. I'm
kind of like when your heart is in your throat and you're kind of like,
yeah,
oh.
it's like your heart's in your throat. And it's just like the other two cards also. I got the Eight of Swords, you know, if you can see it. And
she
I
felt
got
trapped.
the Eight of Cups. So yeah, she's trying to get away from the situation for some sorts too. So I'm not sure what's up, but she really felt nervous as hell. So I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's I get two twos, and so I think there was maybe at least two people out of the three that she was seen with that I think she was probably not seeing eye to eye with. That's what I'm feeling like. There's something there. She had reached some sort of an impasse with them. She was just not going to be, and the next step is just having to stand up for yourself. So she may have been saying that she didn't do something or wasn't interested or was not. I get her trying to say no with this card and trying to stand her ground and protect herself. And I just don't think somebody was buying it. There's romance here, and we had passion and excitement. So I'm feeling like and then that goes to the Three of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like somebody had a romantic interest, maybe a male. And I don't know if it was the male that was there or what, but it looks like this is connected to some sort of a romantic relationship. I don't know if she was being accused of flirting with somebody's man or somebody jealous that their man might think she's pretty because she was beautiful. But I see there's ramped up energy.
Yeah, very.
Around attraction issues.
Yeah. I feel
very keyed up.
Let's see if I can pull two more cards from this.
I get the Ten of Wands and the Lovers. What did I tell you? This is about some kind of attraction. And it looks like a fight over somebody. I think, yeah. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'll just, while you're shuffling, I'm just going to bring up Jake Tay's comment. Says, I got that. Queen of Wands reversed. I kind of feel like, yes, like this was somehow connected to a jealous female. That's what I totally get. The ones I had. I'm going to let Jay talk when he's ready.
I'm just pulling two more cards. I'm just see what I have to just when it comes to that also. So this
And
is again used to doing crime cases too, but this is really interesting.
this is pulling you in as like in other words, and not repelling you. Like,
Right.
yeah, I got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But I'm used to it though. So
because Jay's mom loves to listen to true crime.
every day. So she watched it like it's no one's business.
She is an armchair detective.
Actually, yeah, she worked with him, so it's kind of like I can't explain anything else. So
Wow,
um,
that's so cool.
yeah, it's cool, and they're like family to me too. So I got the Six of Wands. I don't know.
I'm gonna
With this,
put you in the hot seat. Let's do that so we can just let me.
okay, yeah, like Ron says. All right, yeah, I
Yeah.
got the Six of Wands. So I don't know what's some kind of victory here too. I'm not sure who.
Oh yeah, that's like ego. Look at me.
Yeah, like they
I
got away
won.
with it or something. So with the Six of Wands, and I got the Five of Pentacles. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but I feel like down the road it's going to be some chaos, some dramatic stuff coming along. I'm not sure what with these two messages together with the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So it's kind of like I feel like something like with this one, like they got away. They think they got away with it too. With the Six of
Yes.
Wands. But just like with the outcome of that too, like they're gonna face the consequences. So the Five of Pentacles, they're gonna be struggling hard. They're gonna be accountable for what they did. So that's I got the feel of with that.
That's really interesting. Those cards are really interesting because it totally jives with the energy that I get, where it is, people that are inebriated and arguing. And, there's just some people that when they drink, they want to fight, or they want to think that everybody wants their partner or whatever.
Yeah, it's those jealous people you got to look out for. Oh,
Yeah,
you're a man or a woman.
that's right.
I've seen that before. Ugh.
Yes.
It's
So
not
I'm
pretty.
gonna let's see if we can get. I'm gonna see if I can zero in on who is responsible for her death. Who is responsible? See if I can get any court cards or anything like that. Who is responsible? Let me put it this way: was the male and the female, one of the females, were they responsible for her passing? Any of them responsible of the people that she was with? Are any of them responsible for case Sarah stops pretty places for passing?
I'll pull two more cards on this. Usually I don't pull 8 cards, but for this, I'll make an exception.
It's interesting. I get the Emperor and the 9. Let me put myself in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I get the Emperor and the 9 of Swords. So this is an older man or authority. This also says structure, and it says trauma. I do feel like there is a male, maybe an older male, not the 23-year-old necessarily, but maybe an older male that is responsible for that trauma. And this is often a husband. This is often someone who's married and older, or a professional. It could be like authority figure, like a police person, potentially. There's revenge, it says. And the Tower. Transformation. Sudden. So I'm getting that there was a man, definitely a male here. Or this could be authorities finding trauma. Because this was totally based on revenge. And maybe something to the head, quite possibly, too, with the Tower. Because that strikes the top of the crown. I'm getting like a blow. That's just a feeling, and I get a King of Cups. Deceit with him. Now, this could be the younger man. It could be that a father knows what happened. Maybe the younger man admitted to somebody that's older as well, for all I know, with that Nine of Swords. I'm not sure, but there's trauma, and we're showing deceit with a King of Cups, and that makes me think it would be the 23-year-old that was with them, because I was asking about those people. And hello to everyone coming in. Hey, Joan B. Hey, Mandy.
Yeah, Joan B. Deann.
And Ivana. And Stony.
And Stony. Yeah, Stony's a cool guy. Figo.
Yeah. And Jake Tay says, I do wonder if the female is someone she knew since childhood. I got the Six of Cups. Yeah, that looks like there's a past connection. As you said, younger man, I pulled the Knight of Cups. Oh my God. So that's crazy. You got a cup as well. I need to go back to where I put her name up. I hate it when I do that. Let me see here. Casera stops pretty places. What if I can find her name? Here we go. There we go.
And hello to
I spelt that wrong, by the way, folks. Let me change that.
Yeah.
This one, it shouldn't be Kirsten. It should be Casera.
Hello, Katie. If I didn't say hi to you, it's good to see
Hey,
you.
Katie.
That's my girl right there. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I got cups too. I'm just going to share my cards.
Right. Go ahead.
The first two cards, I got the Three of Cups and the Sun. I'm not sure if it's just like the party situation at first. Maybe, things were going smooth. I'm not sure what's going on with these two messages, but I got the Three of Cups. This looks like a party scene. But I got the Sun. So I really do sense that this is like, the party scene earlier.
That is connected to the party scene.
Yeah, it was connected to the party scene. But also you said about if it was a man or a woman. I feel like it was both. Like they got both.
I do too. I think that, there's, because there was revenge and that female energy felt so angry to me, and maybe the guy went along with it. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel something with two people. So I've got the Ten of Cups and I got the Four of Cups too. So I feel like someone was feeling alone or just, or rejected for some reason too. I'm not sure what's up, but I know with these kind of parties, someone turns someone down and you're drunk and you're acting crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Shit's going to happen. So I do feel like someone was in their feelings and they took it really personally. So.
And took it out on her.
Yeah, unfortunate. That's why I got like she was really anxious, like she wanted to get away from the situation. Or something.
I think that she knew somebody was gonna, that someone was gonna come running after her. I think she knew somebody was on her tail, and I think they managed to catch up and find her. So that's what we're getting for that. Let's see if we get. If this will ever, if there will ever be a change and a reclassification as a homicide, because I do get the Page of Pentacles, which is prospects and action with judgment. I got it.
Thank you, Deann, and for posting my YouTube links. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, Deann.
You might help me reach to 1,000 soon. Not to laugh, but
I thought Deann wouldn't be home from her holiday yet, but she'll be back on with us as well. Cool. For true crime. We'll all just have a true crime evening. It'll be interesting. Maybe me and you and her could do that. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to. I like to tune these cases, doing something different. That's skills.
I agree. It's a nice change of pace, and it makes me feel like I'm trying to help in the. People might think it's a weird way, but it's about the only way I know how to. But I've always been interested, and I know other people do too, just like me. So, and you. So, oh, she says you got home. She got home just a little early. You're recovering. I bet you got to recover from your holiday. She says that Deann says she would love to read with us both. Cool.
Oh, sounds
do
cool,
that.
Deann.
Yeah. Maybe we could do Michael Jackson. We'll do the three of us. Will do Michael Jackson.
Oh, I want to get into that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like he was taken out, like literally, because he was
taken advantage of a lot.
Yeah, because he was a visionary and a leader, and so I know a lot about him too. Because even my family kind of knows some people of his. So
Oh, well, you'll have to. That'll be cool.
yeah. I don't want to put myself out there, but I'll just say that too. So
Yeah. We'll let you lead that one for sure.
Yeah,
Billie Jean. Yeah, I love that song. That song is still one of my favorites that he ever did.
And it's related too, especially any listening to the story of that. Any guy.
Yes, the story behind that song is interesting.
Man, it's relevant today.
Don't want to be famous, man. I would not want to be famous. Everybody trying to make a nickel and a dime.
Trying to make him happy. That kid's not my son. Oh man, that's.
Well, with regard to Cassara stops Pretty Places, her case, and looking at if there will be a change in judgment, I think there will be, because look at this. I kid you not. Judgment and death. So it makes me think they may at some point reclassify her passing as a homicide, or there will be clarity on her death. And I think a reclassification. And the Queen of Wands, charisma and introspection, 8 of Cups.
I got the Empress and the 2 of Wands, so I feel like it's a yes too. So they're really gonna, make it as a homicide. Also, I feel like it's getting some justice for it too. That's what I get the feel of with these 2 messages. The Empress too. So I really do feel the strong energy. And with the 2 of Wands, also, I feel like they're gonna really, with the homicide, they're gonna make a plan of some sort. It's really gonna get justice for it too, for a family.
I agree. It's interesting that you say that. Gotta get a sip of coffee. But look, guys, I get the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about help, and the key word on it is kindness. And I get the Page of Wands, invention. So I'm getting kind of a triggered feeling about technology as well, and DNA and evidence, and maybe going over forensics on her. I feel like there's going to be charity of some kind offered, maybe to check her for DNA or to, like re-exhume. I get the Empress, nourishment. It's like dropping 1,000 cards here. And the 2 of Cups of relationships. I think that this is again about relationships, but also I think they're going to maybe they'll find both men and a male and a female's DNA. I just feel like there's something that they can come up with. Immaturity and comfort. This was done out for someone's sense of ego. Celebration and solitude. Resilience and the Fool. There will be change. So I do think, yes, I do think they're going to be getting more information regarding her case. I see healing and with temperance in the prospect. So I think it's going to take some time. They're trying to get, I think, the bigger picture of how everything transpired. And how they can bring it to court or make that work. Because, there's always laws, especially if something happens on a reservation, if there's a different set of laws going on than if it happens off. So, and if this happened off of one, so this stands a chance actually of probably getting dealt with better. Crossroads and delusion, 7 of Cups is being drunk and reaching a limit. Again, we got that earlier with her. I just feel like somebody being really out of it. Three of Pentacles, excitement again, and Ace of Swords. There will be understanding. There will be clarity. And the Three of Pentacles means that there's more than one person involved. So she was with three people. Well, I think those are the three people that they need to look at. That's all I have. And then I get the Sun and the Knight of Cups. It's going to be exposed that this is to do about relationships and somebody's jealousy for sure.
For sure. That's what I got in my cards too. Or before. It's like it was both party people involved, and it was someone who was very in their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really deep in their ego. And like, that's what got served. Unfortunately.
Like they got rejected and they couldn't handle it. So like, if I can't have you, no one can, kind of feeling.
Yeah. So I'll have my my friends here, girlfriend or whatever, give you a hard time, or it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's Tony Baker. I'm convinced. Call the cops. He's such a clown.
Call the cops. Snitch.
I don't want to call the cops. I call the cops enough. I have to go to court tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And not because I did anything wrong, but unfortunately because of my older daughter.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
No, pray for you.
Thank you. I have been, and I've got, I hope I don't have to be up too long, because I do have this other pressure sore I'm trying to heal. Do all that stuff again. So that's what we're getting on, because Sarah stops pretty places. We believe the three people makes sense. The last three people she was with are definitely connected, and definitely a male and a female connected. I think the older female and male of the two that she was with.
And someone got really in their feelings, like snap. So,
yeah.
One of it, like,
that makes sense because I got the Tower. So it is like snap. It's like suddenly the house just comes down. All right. So now we're going to take a look.
I got all my cards away. I never drew that much cards before. That was fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a look at excuse me.
It's okay. I got to do that too. My throat gets dry when I talk also. It's like,
there's so much pollen in the air. And God, it's really kicking my
That's
butt.
what happens to drink sometimes. It's like, I'm losing my voice. I was like, shoot.
For real.
Yeah.
So this would be on Kirsten Pfaff. Oops, what am I doing? I'm hitting the wrong button. All right. So the peculiar death of Kirsten Pfaff.
I was reading that just before I got here.
Were you really? That's interesting.
That was the first thing I saw.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, there she is. She was very cute. As you can see, she's a very pretty young lady.
She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her, too, a little bit. The face. I kind of remember. Yeah. Okay.
She had those big doe eyes.
Yeah.
And this was
girls had that in the 90s.
She was performing on stage with Hole in that picture. And this is from the Haunted Publications website. And this is their opinion, but there's a little bit of background here too. And I thought this might be maybe good in explaining to people that may not be aware of her, kind of some of what the theories are that other people have around her death, and we'll just see what the cards want to say. But we'll get to know her a little bit here. And on June 16th, 1994, Kirsten Pfaff was found dead in the bathtub of her Seattle, Washington apartment. And what ensued would be a peculiar series of events, each one more confusing than the last. In order to better understand this case and each puzzling detail, it's important to truly understand who she was, Kirsten Pfaff, musically and personally. Kirsten Marie Pfaff was born on May 26th, 1967, in Amherst, New York, a suburb of Buffalo in the western part of the state. She was the only child of her mother's marriage, which ended in divorce when Pfaff was very young, and her mother, Janet, remarried to Norman Pfaff, whom Kirsten was adopted by. She later took his last name, and growing up, she was trained in classical piano and cello.
Mm.
In 1985, she graduated from Buffalo Academy of the Sacred Heart, a private Catholic high school, and she relocated to Europe for a brief time, but eventually returned to America to study in Boston, Massachusetts. And shortly after, she moved once more to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and enrolled at the University of Minnesota. It was here at the age of 21 that Kirsten learned how to play the bass guitar. And that was in 1985. While living in Minneapolis, Kirsten formed her first band, Janitor Joe, in 1992. The band released their debut single the same year and their debut album, Big Metal Birds, 1 year later in 1993. Janitor Joe was formed alongside guitarist, vocalist Joachim Brouwer and drummer Matt Ensminger. During a Janitor Joe performance in California, Courtney Love and Eric Erlandson found Kirsten Pfaff, and her life completely changed. The duo's band Hole were scouting for a female bassist as they had lost theirs, Jill Emery. And Love asked Pfaff to join Hole, but she refused and returned to Minnesota. However, Courtney Love and Eric Erlandson were persistent that she fill Emery's space in the band Hole. Eventually, Pfaff agreed and moved to Seattle, Washington in order to join the band Hole. In 1993, she began rehearsing with Hole in preparation of their second studio album, which is widely well known, Live Through This. During her time in Seattle, Kirsten began using heroin, unfortunately, most likely due to her inner circle of friends all being users. It is reported that Pfaff hated Seattle and eagerly longed to return to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Pfaff told a reporter with the University of Minnesota newspaper what she allegedly told her Hole bandmates. Look, if you want me to be happy and sane, I just need to get back home. Home was not the New York suburb where she was raised. Neither was it Minneapolis, where she attended college and was heavily involved in the city's music scene. Let's see. After nearly a year in Seattle, she left to return to Minnesota in March of 1994. In April, she returned for friend Kurt Cobain's funeral, which she was devastated by, and said that, quote unquote, he had broken her heart. And in June, she returned one final time to collect the remainder of her belongings to permanently move back to Minneapolis, Minnesota. And she never returned, unfortunately, that after that night. She was found passed away in the bathtub of heroin. But it wasn't just that. There were other things. So I'll try to kind of cut through some of this. In an interview with Buffalo News following her daughter's death, her mom, Janet, recalls an incident in February of 1994, where she rushed to Seattle following her daughter with what she had an incident, probably an overdose, that led to her hospitalization. So her mother had to come out there in February the same year. Okay, March was when she was, back and forth. So it would have been, and then June. Okay, so it was June when this happened. So the February prior to that June, when she was found deceased, her mother had rushed out to Seattle because she was hospitalized. In this brief time in her life, for the first time, Kirsten had a fling with drugs. Janet Pfaff told Buffalo News, I think it was peer pressure. I think it was part of the music scene in Seattle, and it was, where it was glamorized and emphasized. Janet said her daughter was not a regular drug user or an addict by any means. And following the death of Cobain, Janet said her daughter talked regularly and states that her daughter struggled with the passing of somebody so close to her. It is reported that following Cobain's passing, Pfaff entered a depression. And I've read that too. I believe she did. Now, here, the many circumstances surrounding her death are extremely suspicious. Before we dive into the particular details, let it be known that this article is simply stating the strange facts of this case, and this channel is an entertainment channel. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Sorry.
And this is in no way intending to accuse anybody of being responsible for Kirsten Pfaff's death.
Right.
This is just stating the facts. What we get. Prior to her death, she had finished a drug rehab program to combat the heroin problem. This was to return, the plan was to return to Minneapolis, like stated earlier, and she was only in Seattle just to collect the last things that were there to take back with her. There was a packed U-Haul outside the apartment of her at the time of her death, and the last person to see her alive was boyfriend and fellow Whole member Eric Erlandson. Okay. Suspiciously, while talking about the death of his ex-girlfriend, this guy, I'm sorry, he's friggin' weird. I think he's weird. I'm just going to say it. I think he's weird. All right. Is quoted as saying, I admit I made some stupid mistakes with some people, and people are dead because of my stupid mistakes. Who says that? I mean, I didn't say this. This is what Eric Erlandson said. Okay. Pfaff was found dead in a bathroom in her Seattle apartment, the one which she was making a final homage to in order to pack up her belongings, by friend Paul Erickson. Drug paraphernalia was found on the scene, the presence of which automatically changed how the scene was analyzed. Without so much as a second look, the police had decided that Kirsten just overdosed, despite the fact that multiple sources claimed she was doing much better. To put it bluntly, Kirsten's autopsy was a joke, but there are some more important facts that need to be made regarding it. The autopsy was performed by Dr. Nicholas Hawthorne, a coroner who conveniently also performed Kurt Cobain's autopsy and was conveniently friends with Courtney Love. If you recall, Kurt Cobain's death was a route of suicide, despite some suspicious circumstances that led some to believe that he was possibly murdered. But Love has a close relationship to Dr. Hawthorne, which makes things also complicated, as the autopsy report could have been biased. That's true. An immediate cause of death could not be determined by the preliminary autopsy. Hawthorne stated it was a classic suicide, comparable to that of Cobain's. This is where the case of the autopsy gets more suspicious. Pfaff's body was found in a room with drug paraphernalia. Police believed she overdosed, and Dr. Hawthorne believed that the method used for believed that was the method used for suicide was the overdose. That's what he's trying to claim, that she used the heroin to overdose. However, there is no record of a toxicology report being conducted. If it was believed Kirsten Pfaff overdosed on drugs, why wouldn't they perform a toxicology panel? Apparently, there was none done. It would be crucial information to know what was in her system at the time of her death, right? You'd think. The drugs in her system and the concentration of them would better help establish a cause of death for Pfaff. The only explanation for Dr. Hawthorne not performing a toxicology report would be him knowing some damning information, this is according to this publication, regarding Courtney Love and her relation to Pfaff's death. This information could have been kept secret by the lack of a toxicology report. Of course, if no or an excess amount of heroin was found in her body, the death would automatically become suspicious in the eyes of investigators. It is impossible for Dr. Hawthorne. It is possible Dr. Hawthorne bypassed an autopsy and gave Kirsten a seemingly obvious cause of death to save someone else's reputation, rather love herself or someone in her close circle, maybe Eric. Kirsten's full autopsy report has never been released to the public, and at the time of this writing, it was 24 years since the time of her passing. Courtney Love is the main suspect, in this person's words, in the death of Kirsten Pfaff. With holes in her story, a turbulent past between the two, and Love's intense paranoia, she certainly fits the profile. According to reports, Courtney was obsessed with the idea that Kurt was cheating on her. She was definitely cheating on Kurt with Billy, what's his name from the Smashing Pumpkins.
I know who you're talking about. I feel like this Courtney person was kind of trying to, cover her tracks in some way. She's kind of sneaky. I'm not.
She's that's very manipulative.
I got this, she's sneaky.
Yes, she was.
I feel like someone I dated before. It's like someone who's very sneaky.
Yeah, she's known for that. And April 1st, 1994, shortly before his death, Cobain bought 2 round-trip air tickets for him and a female besides Love. It was not for his wife that he was getting ready to divorce. Apparently, Love thought this mystery woman was possibly Kirsten. Multiple reports say Courtney thought Kurt was having an affair with Kirsten, though the pairing claimed they were only good friends. Kurt had been quoted as saying, she's an effing talented musician, and she's also a beautiful soul. I think she's so beautiful, but if I ever told her that and Courtney found out, it would be hell. He said that about Kirsten. Multiple sources, including Pfaff's own brother, Jason, said that Kirsten feared Courtney greatly. At the time of her death, Kirsten was in the process of leaving Hole. She had rekindled her relationship with the Janitor Joe bandmates and was excited to be, done with Seattle, to go to Minneapolis and start their career again. And overall, her attitude of returning to the city she called home was positive. She seemed excited. However, Courtney Love was most likely not as thrilled. It was reported that Kirsten was just taking a break, according to Hole. But why would she abandon the city of her bandmates, take a U-Haul full of her stuff back to Minneapolis, and restart a relationship with her old bandmates if it was just a break? I don't think it was either. It is important to note that, like the death of Cobain, Pfaff died while she was separating herself from Courtney Love. In December 1994, Courtney Love gave an interview to Rolling Stone magazine, which was just all the more confusing and didn't make much sense. She stated, "I had to go over there and get Eric away from the body." Eric was the one that was last seen with her. Kirsten had been his lover for a really long time. He'd already broken down the bathroom door after bathroom door for her. Although, if you remember, it wasn't Eric Erlandson that found Kirsten. It was a friend, Paul Erickson. But why is Courtney saying that? It's like she's setting up a narrative.
She's covering her tracks, kind of like a mastermind. So, I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone or just say she did it, but I feel like she's covering her tracks, and that's how most people who are sneaky want to get away with stuff. They use other people to do their stuff.
Exactly what I was just going to say. Yeah, like a master manipulator. They get other people to do the dirty work, and that way if somebody gets caught, it's not them. I feel like I think she holds the keys, and I think she gives out the direction. But let's just see. Did you get any cards while I was yakking?
Let's see, because I don't want to, throw any speculations out there. Yeah, that's what makes her I feel like she's dangerous.
Oh, I've got to put her name up.
because the people who could do those kind of things, just manipulate people to do their bidding, kind of like the
Uh-huh.
Kingpin in like Daredevil or Spider-Man cartoons. Ooh, yeah, I've seen these situations all before, and I watch a lot
Mm-hmm.
of cartoons and characters who are like that in real situations. So
Mm-hmm. Where you have
yes,
a character that is
a
a
master
narcissist.
manipulator. Well, not just like a master manipulator. Yeah, kind of like
Absolutely.
Luther. That's a good example. Kingpin, like the Daredevil series on Disney Plus now, used to be on Netflix, but he was like that too. He manipulated people to do his bidding, like
Yep.
he with the Punisher try to kill Daredevil and then everything else. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, and she's very smart. She is very smart. Courtney Love is very clever. Um, and she had a really strange childhood, I have to say. I do feel for her, and she's a fascinating person. But
she
I think
seems like a cool down to earth person.
she can be,
Yeah,
but I think she has another side to her
yeah,
that's very dark and insecure
yeah,
and covers up.
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So let's just see. Let's try to dial into Kirsten Pfaff, and let me just ask who is directly responsible for her passing, and see what
Okay,
she shows me.
I was
So I'm,
that too.
yeah, we'll ask Kirsten. We're going to ask the ancestors, Holy Spirit, to guide us to read accurately and clearly. Who was responsible for her passing? Because she wanted out of there. She was done.
Yeah. hmm Yeah, she wanted to start something new. She was.
It was toxic. She felt it was toxic.
hmm I
And
get you.
I don't think she liked, and I don't think she liked how bossy Courtney was. I think she liked to also have some input. I think she felt Courtney was too controlling.
Mm,
It's just kind of coming to me. Let's see here.
yeah, like you mentioned too, like she's trying to put her foot down. That's like I with these two cards too. So
I
I
mean,
just,
because this was her leaving.
yeah. I got the Fool, so she wanted to start something new. Like she wanted to, she was through,
And you know what else about the Fool?
what?
That risk, that new risk,
Yeah,
it can be dangerous, and you may not know it.
yeah,
There may
that's
be
true.
dangers that you're not aware of, that you don't see, just like that Fool.
Yeah, yeah. And I got the Knight of Swords, so she was really trying to like set her ground too, so with the Knight of Swords. But yeah, that's what you just mentioned, right? That really makes sense to two cards that pulled. So
Mm-hmm.
and with her, just tapping into her energy, it's like I don't know her like that, but it's like what she's sharing. It's pretty powerful. So yeah, I'm trying to be respectful too, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're doing well.
thanks. I'm trying.
You are. You're doing great. I'm getting the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So this is talking about substances, and this is talking about being out of it, and also not caring, being kind of cold. I believe that somebody that gave her this really wasn't thinking, that just didn't think about the consequences of it, on top of whatever maybe she had already ingested. With the Seven of Cups, there's the King of Swords. I get a King of Swords and I get strength, and having to deal with this guy. Let me see when his birthday is. Eric. He's
Thanks.
a really weird cat, this guy.
Who, Eric?
I think so. And I have a right to say that, Erlinson.
Eric sounds like someone who's like an enabler or something. I don't know.
His birthday is January 9th. So he would be more of like a cup. I'm sorry, a pentacles. The lead guitarist for Hole from 89 to 2002. But I don't think, he doesn't.
Mm.
He was romantically involved with her.
You said Eric. I feel like he was controlling too in ways. Yeah.
That would not surprise me. And I mean, I think he kind of did, especially with her.
I know like he is, but I think she's something with her. It's just very sneaky and controlling to make sure.
Oh, Courtney, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting the feel of.
She's
Nothing
schemy. She's very
um,
schemy.
that's the ones that I look out for. It's like the ones you don't expect.
It's the quiet, yeah. You got to keep an eye on him. I'm getting, like I said, I get the King of Swords and Strength. So there's knowledge and there's bravery here. And I'm getting the Chariot. This was her moving. And I think this could be her friend that found her, actually. Or I'm sorry, this king. And the Magician. There was some manipulation here. There's definitely somebody that had a manipulative edge with this. And it had to do with her going back. It had to do with her going to leave and go back. Heartbreak.
I got the Nine of Cups, so I get into with this Eric dude. He's kind of controlling. I don't know if he's kind of laid back like that, but he's controlling. And just some heavy stuff about him too with the Ten of Swords. I'm not sure what's up with this guy, but he's kind of weird.
That looks like a lot of guilt or conscience or something like this very heavy upon him. And with him making the statement that he made, it makes, I'll just say it. Did he, and this is just a theory, a speculation, maybe since he went over there to see her, did he maybe give her a little bit and say, you know, like, oh, here, have some of this. I don't know. As a, like, I don't know what he would do, but maybe he gave it to her as some kind of little get of a going away gift. I don't know. I'm wondering now, did she take this willingly? How did she ingest this? Because I get trauma and heartbreak. So someone was feeling heartbroken and traumatic about her leaving. And I get a male and I see manipulation. It sure makes me wonder about that. It does. EE. That's what I'll call him. And again,
got something too, because the card I got kind of resonates what she was talking about with, Courtney. I'm just wanting to know if she's, and also I got the Pentacles when it comes to Courtney, because I got the Ace of Pentacles, so she's trying to offer her something. And Beverly, like you mentioned, that she gave her the drugs, so probably with this message too, she's trying to offer her something. I'm not sure what it is, but she trying to offer her something to Kirsten. But also with the Three of Pentacles, also I really do get a feel like she wants to be in control of something. Like she wants to, kind of, pull the strings behind,
and this is, you're talking about Courtney, or
yeah, I mean, I'm talking with Courtney, with her,
of her band.
Yeah, the band. So I feel like she's trying to pull the strings, and I can't shake this off. It's just like
sticking like glue, isn't it?
Yeah. So I got the Ace of Pentacles and I got the Three of Pentacles. It's kind of like this offer and trying to control something too.
I think she definitely wanted her to stay because they had such success, and she was one of the few in the band that could actually play very well. Honestly,
like she wanted to stay or something. Like she didn't want her to leave. Like
I think she was hanging some success maybe a bit upon Kirsten, but I do also look at Eric and I think he may have made a very foolish choice. And when he says something like that, it's like, dude, that's almost like confessing to something. You need to, wow, that's weird. And I get grief. I think, and you got a heavy conscience on him. Thank you, Deann.
Cool. That's at the end.
I get grief and I get fulfillment. So I get heartbreak. This is somebody, it feels petty. It feels petty.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know with what's his name, Eric, he has a guilty conscience with him, but he's kind of arrogant too. So I got that by the Cubs.
Yes, that's actually true. That's fair. And Jay does not know anything about this band.
I don't know who this dude is. I'm just feeling the energy.
He does not listen to that kind of music, I don't think. So
but he like with Eric and Courtney, she kind of reminds me of a certain producer in the hip hop industry named
the music industry, I'll tell you.
It's very similar. It's like, damn, why does
those people can be like hardcore.
Yeah, like literally.
And Jake's saying Courtney had talked about how Kirsten was one of the better bass players out there. Yeah, because she was classically trained. And of course, Courtney's smart. Courtney wanted her to stay with them. But Courtney could also be a bit of she had an ego. Let's put it that way. And she didn't take rejection well. And I don't think that Eric may have either.
Her, you see the woman right there trying to, control the situation.
Well,
it says no. I mean, they don't show it sometimes, but they're hurt. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
I see loyalty with the Page of Cups and the Six of Swords movement. This makes me feel that she's saying, Kirsten is saying, I wanted to go back home where people were loyal, where she knew who her friends were. I don't feel like she felt, I think I'm getting two-faced. I think she felt like people could be very two-faced in Seattle at that time. And I'm getting the Lovers and decisions and about comfort. She chose for her own comfort. She made a choice. And I think to break off that relationship with Eric, I think that was ending too. I think she was more comfortable with that being over than him. That's what it looks like to me. But these are also choices that people, and she made that night. And this is about comfort with the Nine of Pentacles. This is about success as well. Nine of Pentacles is about independent success. And I think they really thought that her leaving would ruin the success of whole, and it kind of did. Although they did all right with they did all right with Melissa Auf something or another that took over for Kirsten. I'm getting the Three of Pentacles. So this makes me feel like more than one person involved in her death.
Yeah.
And the Six of Pentacles. There's people that want to help too. They may have been there as like they were offering to help or trying to act like they were helping. There's trying to show kindness, but it's all about control right here with the Four of Pentacles and money and fame. Yeah.
Yeah, Karen, Courtney, I feel like she's a master, like a puppet master.
Yeah, a puppet master. Yeah, so it may not be her that actually goes and does it, but I think it's encouraged. And I think she knows how to, as they say, manipulate people's feelings. Because this is a move about control and to teach somebody a lesson.
That's why I got the Three of Pentacles with her, straight up. And just like her just watching everyone just doing what they're supposed to do, and someone wants to do their own thing and break out of the, dynamic. Yeah.
That's right, Jake. And Jake makes a good point. He says, I'm sure she thought Kirsten would be easier to control if she was an addict.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I got the offer.
That's what she did to Kurt.
Yeah.
I can't say she did that because Kurt became his own addict. You can't blame that all on Courtney.
Yeah,
I mean, he did do that. But living with her, I think, made things exacerbated his addiction issue. I do get the Knight of Cups, romance and recuperation with the Four of Swords. I think she's connected up with him on the other side. I do think they had a romantic attraction because I am asking her to talk and say what she wants to share. And she's bringing up romance with the Knight of Cups and the Four of Swords. And there's peace. There is peace. What else? The moon, misinterpretation, and the empress. This is the wife, the mother. There's something hidden. This is a cover-up as well. So this to me says we have a wife figure that is a married woman that was covering something up.
Mm.
And also her mother believes that it was a cover-up. Her own mother thinks it's suspicious. Janet Bath.
Mm. Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You will not believe this. 8 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles as well. You were getting a lot of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of Pentacles. Perfection and insecurity. So that about, I think she thought Kirsten had the skills I think Courtney wished that she had, and was jealous of, for sure. And I think it kind of pissed Courtney off. And this pushes her button of insecurity, of being abandoned. Revenge. It is a death about revenge. And the King of Cups, this was Cobain support, because he supported her and he's, thought well of her. Actually, these two would come together. Kurt would be revenge because he was a Pisces, King of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
And I see like the 7 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. There's passion and somebody having a vision of their work, what they wanted to do. Who's this male? Maybe one of the guys that she was with. I think is one of the Janitor Joe guys she's bringing up. She was looking forward to getting back with them with the 3 of Cups. I think it was 2 guys and her. And that got delayed with the Hangman. That joy to return home, sacrificed out the window. Didn't happen. Stillness.
I'm gonna read on Cobain's involvement too. I put some cards about Christian I put next to the first card I pulled for her.
Okay.
And, I just put cards all over the place, kind of like I'm, detective, but I'm not a detective, I'm not Batman. Wish I was, though, that'd be cool. And I wish I had his money too, that'd be another story, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Have his cool sleeping pad.
Yeah, the cave especially, so I won't be a guy in a bulletproof costume beating up criminals. I'll just,
You won't? Well, I'm disappointed. I'm kidding.
Unless there's a Kryptonian who's on a rampage trying to,
Then you might have to don the outfit.
And that's a different story. But for the human race, no, I think I'll try to better the planet, be like Tony Stark or something. But not.
I don't blame you.
Right.
I also get Judgment and the 10 of Wands. I think this is definitely going to be a heavy burden on the people that participated in it. The 3 people, because we got more. Well, 2 or 3 people participated in it, for sure, had a hand in it. And I just feel like as they get closer, I feel like there's a surfacing of pressure because it's a burden and judgment. So that burden of what happened to her falls on them. They're going to feel it. Yeah. And there's fear. There's fear to feel that. And the 8 of Cups, they want, I think, also to get away. The 8 of Cups, but also this is introspection.
Yeah.
Looking
at parts on Christian. I feel like she's talented, but she was juggling a lot too when it comes to those. And I feel like with the 6 of Swords, she wants to, she was trying to move on from stuff too. Like she had a challenging life, but she was very talented at the same time. So she went through some stuff too, and we all do also. But with Kurt Cobain, he was straight up as, you know, he was a strong dude too with the Eight of Swords. And he was very talented also. He was the magician. So he was kind of like a powerful.
They both were geniuses, in my opinion. Very, very talented.
So that's what I got with those two. So, and then like I read on, you know, who's the, who did like the Eric and Courtney Cos, you know, for.
Yeah, did they have something, unfortunately?
Yeah, I mean, I got the Ace of Cups, so it's kind of like, you know, I'm not sure why, but
that to me looks like they gave her something that would make that she would take, ingest, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have even put it in her drink. I don't know.
Yeah, and I got the Queen of Wands, so I don't want to speculate anything, but that's what I got too. If you know they were kind of involved with that too, I'm not.
Yeah,
sure.
There's action with that Queen of Wands.
Yeah. So there's some actions to that. They kind of like gave her something or anything else too. They kind of like, you know, play the buddy thing, but it was kind of
play
like,
the oh, have a beer, you're going, we'll see you.
Let's have a good time, and then you know, it's not what it appears to be. That's what I got the feeling. So
what I want to do is I'm going to see if Eric and them were there when she overdosed.
I think I'm actually, with all the cards that I have.
Have you got it?
I pulled 14 cards, but I don't pull that much cards. But the last two I got to, if they ever come to like make a case about it, I got the Page of Wands. So I feel like, you know, if anyone wants to, they're gonna look into it. Also, just, you know, for 24 years, like why it hasn't just been like, made a case about it too, and it's just been like swept under the rug. They might look into that, like kind of like a detective just look into it. It's like, why is, you know,
there was a detective.
You know, why is this not like, talked about? But then like with the stars also, so you never know. There might seem some stuff that might pop up. So with the stars, you know, about too, so it kind of
might come out and be seen in time.
Yeah.
And the fame.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's pretty much what I got with the whole thing, and that's what the universe is wants to share with me too. Not to laugh about it. I'm just getting this feel of it. It's wild.
And I, excuse me, I agree with Joan. This is something that occurred to me too. I think that they may have done it just to make her miss the plane. Maybe not to make her sick. You know, to make her sick or hungover. And I don't think. Oh, we're getting the low signal. Let's see. Okay, now it's come back up. Now it's going. So we're probably buffering a bit. All right. So yeah, I think it could have been done like that. And that's Joan B, that's a thought that occurred to me, was just like to try to make her miss it and maybe reconsider. And I think that might be why Eric said what he did. Yeah.
It's like, you know, hey, let's have a party. Let's, you know, talk about this. Kind of like someone who's trying to, you know, make you change your mind, and they're very trying to pull your heartstrings if they want you to do something that you like, but you got a feeling like, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know. It's just very, it's weird. It's very weird. That's just me saying it. I don't even think about it. It's just the universe telling me this stuff. It's like what? Like, you want me to say this? I was like, okay.
I know. You're like, okay, I have to say it. I agree. Yeah. And it was very petty. I think she wanted to go and do her own thing. And Love was thinking, there goes my success. And as you know, she was very focused on her success, and it may have been giving her a little something, hoping that it would just delay her, you know, make her ill and maybe reconsider.
It could be that, Joanne, and Rachel's got something too, you know, so Wolf Girl Oracle. Let's shout out to her.
Yeah, definitely. Wolf Girl Oracle. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm just going to see.
Rachel and Katie. I like to see those two together.
Awesome. I do too. The dynamic duo.
Yep. Rachel's funny. I mean, it's like, whoa, I like to talk with her.
She is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask that. Was this just meant to make her miss the plane, or not miss the plane, but miss driving back, be late or delay her? Was Was that the intention?
I
Because I
think
do
it's
get
trying to control the
revenge.
situation, maybe. That's why with Courtney, right? You talking about
Yeah,
her trying to
yeah,
control the situation. Maybe if you like
yeah. Make her
Christian wants to
late.
leave, but it's like, hey, no, come back, that too. So it's kind of like making her change her mind.
Again, perfection. And I keep getting this with Courtney and her thoughts on Kirsten. I think she thought that she was the perfect bass player for their band. But revenge comes back up with the 5 of Swords with that perfection card. So this was a little dig.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a mean girl thing, but I do think it was intended to be mean, but I don't think it was intended to. Yeah, I get the tower. Something that took them by surprise. They did not expect her to overdose. And this is the 3 of Cups. This is the party. This is the partying. So I think that something was given to her on the hopes of retaining her, and it accidentally too far. Too far. There was a plan. I'm given the 7 of Pentacles that they had. And they were passionate about it. And the 6 of Swords movement about her leaving, perhaps. This could be them actually moving, going to do something to, and the Queen of Pentacles, I think, trying to get stability. But this is also, to me, this is Kirsten trying to leave to go where it was stable, because Seattle at that time was a hot mess. And there was a lot of, there was a lot of drugs. There was a lot of heroin. I can see why she wanted to leave.
That's why I fool with her. Like she wanted to do something new. Like she wanted to get the heck up out of the way she was before, and do something that she was familiar and feel comfortable with her safety, of course.
Absolutely, she wanted her stability, her sanity.
Yeah,
this
she
to
was
me is Kirsten.
too, in ways, so yeah, she wasn't playing around with that. Straight up.
Yep. I'm going to ask her how she feels now. I mean, it's been years. I just want to ask her how she feels on the other side, what she wants to share with us. Kirsten, Pfaff, what would you like to share with us? Are you at peace, hanging out with Kurt? What are you doing now that...
I'll pull some oracle cards.
Yeah. Let's see what we get. She gives me the Knight of Swords, and she's talking about drama and education or knowledge. The Page of Swords. Oh, okay. This is her going to school.
Rachel, you are totally on point when it comes to her. I'm not no shade against her, but when it comes to Courtney, I feel like she's the puppet master. That's what I got. And you
and I agree absolutely with you, Wolf Girl. I agree too.
She's the puppet master, straight up.
Yep.
Like the Kingpin or Lex Luthor, it's like, you don't look like they are, but behind the scenes, it's like a whole different story. It's like, oof.
I think what she's doing on the other side is she's expanding her education that she's showing me. There may be with music and maybe even acting and other things on the other side. There's inspiration. It's highly creative, and she's celebrating. So she's doing creative work on the other side that she is enjoying, and she's learning. I get the Star and the 4 of Wands, and her creative ability is expanding, and she's celebrating that. 8 of Swords, anxiety and deceit with the 7 of Swords. She was a perfectionist as well. But I think there's something she's hitting on with, yes. I think she's saying that there was some kind of deceit. And I think love made her anxious.
Mm.
And the Eight of Pentacles because of her skill level, but also with her wanting with work, there was something, she knew that there was something being planned. And I think she was kind of anxious. And she feels like it was deceitful. So it makes me feel like she may not have known that she had been given something. It may not have been up front administered or offered to her. I don't know. This is Eric's card. Security, because he's an earth sign. And I get resilience, the Seven of Wands, standing up to him. She may have taken back control from him. This is resilience.
Mm-hmm.
I think he thought, he had her under his thumb. There's conclusions with the Ten of Swords, which is also a painful end, and justice, the truth. I feel like one day it will come out, is what she is saying.
Mm.
And it does look back, particularly, this is the card that for the, his birthday, the 9th. He's an earth sign. She's looking at him with deceit and anxiety and truth. I think Eric and Courtney may have been behind it.
Mm.
That's what I get.
Interesting. With Christian on the other side, I feel like she's building herself up. So it's kind of like, she's constantly improving herself, kind of like, reinventing herself, building herself up with all the elements too, like with water, air, fire, earth too. It's kind of like she's building herself up too at the same time, and really trying to know which directions that she's going to also. Because I kind of feel like she's going to come back in some ways. I'm not sure. I mean, stuff out there.
I think so too, because I think that her dream got cut short.
Yeah. Like she really wants to know which direction that she's going also, but she's really tapping into her gifts. So I think like she's really having fun with her creativity and with the animals also too. Maybe she's an animal lover too. You never know.
I bet she is.
Yeah, so I feel like she's really tapping into her gifts too, just, building herself up. She's really kind of cool person, so, but she went through a lot of stuff also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Isadora Smith says, Pendulum said she's at peace, but Kurt Cobain is not with her. I kind of feel that way too. I think they're off just doing their own thing. Let's take a look in at Kurt and see how he's doing. Let's see what we can get.
Cobain, I like that guy.
Yeah, I do too. I like Kurt a lot.
Like a hippie, he's kind of like with Michael's daughter.
Let's see. What is Kurt up to on the other side? All right, hiding from people.
You got that too, Jake? Yeah, that's how I get that too. It's like she's knows which direction she's going to go.
Yeah, like planning her next life.
Yeah, and I don't even know much about her. That's the crazy part. It's like,
yeah, that's what's so great about reading.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like she really comes in strong for me too. It's like, it's wondering like, opposites attract or something like that. So it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see, Kurt, what are you doing? Do you have anything you want to share? Oh, I'm getting hot.
He's chilling. That's what I got. He's chilling. That's like at the hippie vibe with him. He's very chill right now.
Yeah, I have grief and I have understanding.
Yeah.
So I think he's past. I think he was really sad about what happened to him, and he knows that other people. This is acknowledgement of other people's grief as well, but he understands now why things happened the way they did. That's the feeling I get. He's come to some kind of acceptance. And I get the Queen of Wands, but I get her reversed. So this is a woman that's feeling, again, you got the Queen. Didn't you get, somebody got the Queen of Wands reversed as well. This is, to me, a woman that's needing attention, wanting it to be.
Sounds like Courtney, all right.
Yeah, it is. I think it's another facet of her.
With Kurt,
And he's showing. It's interesting. It's okay. He's showing achievement. So I think that there's something with her where an achievement is concerned. He's wanting to talk about that. What do you want to talk about that? Fear. Okay, he's bringing up her fear of success. I don't know. Queen of Swords, independence. I think I know what he's bringing up.
Oh, she has the same birthday as Lauryn Hill. Interesting. I know Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
And Kurt Cobain, he's chilling right now, so I'm getting that feeling like he's just, doing his own thing, relaxing. I just,
Absolutely.
when it comes to that, he's just totally chill. But also, I feel like he's, I know he felt a certain way about what happened with Kirsten, but also when it comes to him, I feel like he's connecting with his power again. So it's like maybe his masculinity or just connecting with his strength again. With the volcanoes, I feel like he's trying to rise like the Phoenix again too.
Well, she was pretty emasculating for him to live with. That's for sure. And I get him talking about fear, trauma, delusion, independence. And I think he's saying, he's worked through his issues. And I think the independence is being independent of a codependent type of relationship, that he's stronger as well.
Yeah, he's planting some
and clear. He's planning something.
Yeah, like he's creating something. So it's I get that chill vibe from him too. Like he's chilling, but he's regaining his power again and planning some new ideas. So with Kurt Cobain, because I feel like he's, in his core, he's very strong and that's a powerful manifester. So it's like, even just playing some new stuff also, I feel like he's creating something. He's up to something in a very powerful way. So he's doing something.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm signing there.
That's all right. No, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm getting that as well. And the interesting thing is, I just recognized someone I think that who recently passed that was a good friend of his named Mark Lanigan, and he's a fire sign. And I'm getting a King of Wands and the Ten of Cups, and these two are back together is what I'm getting. I'm getting the Knight of Cups, which I feel like is Kurt, and the Two of Swords. And they were very close friends. And there's a sense of completion, and he's showing me that with Mark, a connection. And there's healing in that relationship. I think Mark had felt very guilty. Knight of Swords. Yeah. There was some drama that they've worked out. Mark Lanigan just passed this year as a result of COVID after effect. So I'm just getting also a relief of burdens from a King of Swords as well. This is another person, but I can't think of who this is. But it looks like he's working out things with people. I do see him also doing creative work and working on stuff with other people on the other side.
That's like, he's growing some new ideas, so he's working on some. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It's just tapping into that. So it's, I could be wrong, but hey, so we did.
Yeah, and I'll see. I don't think Kurt is in any rush to come back here either.
Yeah, like he's chill. It's like he's just relaxing. Like
I think he's good where he's at. I think
he's enjoying himself.
But I'll ask. So I'll just close. We'll close this out, and I'll just ask for a closing bit of information. How about like a collective read for everyone who's in here? Just very quickly, pull a card for them. Just do a collective reading for everyone now, because I think we've covered Kirsten Pfaff's case, and I think we understand kind of what happened there.
Yeah, she just dealt with some shady people.
Yeah, and I think they made a foolish choice, a risky choice to give her something. And I don't think she knew. I don't know that she took that knowledgeably, you know. I think, wait a minute. I think I'm going to ask that before I do the collective read. Did she take it knowledgeably?
I think I'll do a collective reading for people over here.
Okay.
Doing that.
And then I'll catch up to you on that.
Oh, cool.
Let me just see.
You're welcome, Karen. Shout out to the people who are still here. You know, thank you for supporting Maya and myself too. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I get the card of Pisces, which is psychic, sensitive, subconscious. So I don't think that she took it knowingly. I think this was maybe put in a drink or something else. Yeah. All right, now let's do a collective reading for you all. Let's see, what deck?
Oh, okay.
I think
cards just flying out like I'm in Las Vegas. So.
Like you're at the casino.
Yeah, but I don't feel like going to no casinos more. If I go to Vegas, I'll just go see shows, and that's pretty much it. Unless
that's what I did. I've been there once. I don't need to go back there again. The show, I went for a show.
Yeah, shows or boxing matches, or if I want to buy some really fancy stuff, I had the money someday. That's it.
It's a crazy place. It is a crazy
I know the spots are at because I used to walk over the strip in 2015. I was like,
oh my goodness.
Cool fancy stores. It's just cool.
All right, and I have the Wisdom of Hafaz deck. It's an oracle deck. I love this one. It's really nice. So we're just going to round this out.
Ugh.
And Jay, you can start at any time.
Okay, the deck I'm using for the collective is the Elemental Oracle deck by Stacey Marco, one of my favorites, and also Sonia May Lee's favorite too. So just want to mention that too. But the 3 cards that I pulled for the collective that we can all take for today is just to continue to breathe. You know, whether you are going through any difficult situation, or if you just need some time to get some clarity for your body, your heart, and your mind. Just really coming back to your breath and how that's a powerful way for you and for all of us to take our power back, to find that clarity for our heart, for our emotions, for our mind, for our body, etc., and all the above too. And just, you know, also with the second message, put my cards down for a bit, just to let your voice be heard, you know, just really speaking your truth, you know, using your throat chakra also to really get your point across. You know, if you feel like you are just someone's trying to take advantage of you, or you need to get your point across, just really, you know, speak your truth. And forgive me for saying this, but talk your shit. So it's kind of like, you know, you're really doing that in a way that's powerful for you. And just when it comes to speaking the truth, let your voice be heard, no matter what. And just also with the last message is to really dive deep too. So really when it comes to anything that you're passionate about, and this is really connected to the water element, and the last 2 messages were connected to the air element too. So it's all about, you know, with the breath when it comes to finding clarity and using your throat chakra to let your voice be heard. But with this message, since it's connected to the water element, really just diving deep into anything that you're passionate about, your creative energy. And because water is very creative, and like great Bruce Lee said, be like water. So diving deep and using your creativity to do that. So those are the cards that I have for the collective. So gonna hold these out here too, like I'm in Las Vegas, and here we go. So there, hopefully it resonated with you guys too. So
that is beautiful.
Thank you. Cool.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see what I get for you guys. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Wisdom of Hafaz. We are getting invite peace. Let me put myself in the hot seat. Invite peace. This is the collective reading for all of you. Invite peace. And think of your body inviting peace into your body, mind, and spirit. House peace within. Take the opportunity. So, don't pass up opportunities to try out new things, to go places, to do stuff. Maybe get outside of your comfort zone. This is to take up opportunities that come your way. Don't stay. It favors the bold, as they say, not those that are sitting being a couch potato. And we have offer up gratitude. I love this card. So pretty. Offer up gratitude. So remember, for all the things that we want, be grateful for what we also have. And whenever you need something and you're asking Spirit, begin with being grateful, acknowledging gratitude. I swear it changes your life.
Mm-hmm. True.
The last is for you guys to rest deeply. Just get rest. Make sure you're well hydrated. Gone to the bathroom, not holding it too long. You don't want to,
Getting your drinks, self-care, yeah.
Yeah, do your self-care. And look, there's a kitty. There's a kitty in here.
Fur babies.
Yes. So cuddle up with your fur babies. Rest. Offer up gratitude. Make peace within your, allow peace to have a place to be housed within you. And be open to new opportunities. Practice tenderness and create silence. I know I said 4, but I can't help it. These cards are so beautiful. So have some peace and quiet. Get some rest, folks. And practice kindness. And that includes towards yourself. Mm-hmm. Oh. So we want to thank you guys so much for being here. I'm starting to lose my voice. So I'm going to have to.
Happens to me too.
Yes. And we will be ending with a little bit of surplus time, but that's okay. I got to do a weight shift and shift around. But thank you guys so much. Mm-hmm. And thank you, Deann, for your donation. That's and awesome. We will get together and make plans for the very next open that I have, let's see, after Ron. Let's see, and then maybe not next Thursday, but Thursday after next, we could do Michael Jackson. We could cover him. Me, you, and Deann. Yeah.
That'll be fun. I'm down for that one.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed to Jay. He's got really great tips on yoga and all kinds of other things. And self-care games.
Yep.
He's a gamer. So check him out. All right.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.